Welcome back, boys. We got week 5 recap coming at you. We had another very exciting weekend of fantasy football. A lot of high scoring action this week. Nick, welcome back to the show. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well here, my man. We had a great week here, a lot of high scores and some really nice games. So really excited to kind of dive into it.
Very well said. Let's not keep the people waiting then. First game we got this week. Everyone's favorite team, Texas A&M is getting their first Kiffin Award of the year. 185 to 135 over everyone's least favorite team, the Pams. Let's see how we were able to get this one done. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up this week. First off, Denver's defense continues to get fantasy points simply by playing the most boring brand of football ever, so we love to see that. Mike Williams had a good week. He came and performed. We were struggling with him and Gabe Davis, and after Gabe Davis ripped off a 98-yard start, we were nervous, but we were lucky. He came through 23 of his own, performed well. Hollywood with 20 looked good. McCaffrey with another 20-point performance looks like he's starting to turn it on. And then Monday Night Football, we really just had everyone go off. Derek Carr only 20, but he had 2 touchdown passes to Adams, giving him 30. They were both long too, which was nice to see. And then Travis Kelce, 4 touchdowns, even though he only had 25 yards, also got 30 points. We were able to sneak out the Kiffin Award late over Nick, but we'll take it. Nonetheless, we love this award. We like sending messages to the league, all that. You've all heard me say it before. But yeah, we're quite happy over here.
Yeah, and with the Pams over here, let's start we'll start at the top with them. Lamar Jackson, kind of another down week for him as we started the season off with a couple, high 30s, 40-point performances from him as he was rattling those off like weekly. And, a couple down weeks for him as he was only able to get 1 touchdown here and also had an interception on Sunday Night Football. The Ravens were able to squeak out the win, but, Pams wants to see a little bit more out of their star quarterback. Dalvin Cook was able to kind of get cooking this week, get 2 touchdowns for the Minnesota Vikings. They were playing the Chicago Bears, so might as well have a game, you know what I'm saying? So he put together around 30 points. Great to see Dalvin Cook kind of get back on track after a couple, pretty normal weeks for his standards. Then we also always have to touch on Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's always just going to get his 25 points. Did it again this week. And, not really much to say. 125 yards, touchdown. That's just what he does. He's Cooper Kupp, and he's in that Rams offense, so pretty standard from him. Special teams here for Pams played really well. Daniel Carlson, 17 points on Monday Night Football. Buffalo Bills defense, absolutely obliterating the Steelers, 26. But they did have a couple guys fail to hit double digits that are normally really good for them, and that's including Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Waddle, Christian Kirk, and George Kittle. And when you have 4 players that you're accustomed to getting at least double digits each and every week, getting single digits, it's usually not a recipe for success. Pams are still able to put up a good amount of points here, but, running into the Kiffin Award, once you have a couple people who don't hit double digits, it kind of, bites you in the ass. So 135 points, not terrible, but definitely some work to improve upon here for them moving in next week.
All right.
Sorry about that. My video cut out for a second. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Must be having camera problems or something.
I know.
All right. Second game of the week. We had PC Principal getting a squeaky win like only this franchise knows how, 128 to 99 over Glizz Mafia.
Oh yeah, this was a squeaky win, but PC Principal just had to love this one. We're going to start here with the running back room. We've been talking about the running back room kind of all year is something that the PC Principal has to get right, and a hallelujah moment here for them. 25 points from Alvin Kamara as he rushed for over 100 yards. Great to see out of him. And Breece Hall finally kind of taking over the backfield in New York as he rushed for almost 100 yards and a touchdown. He actually had a couple other touchdowns, some would say got vultured away from him at the goal line by Michael Carter. But it's just really great for PC Principal to see the running back room get right after having 4 or 5 weeks of a lot of dud performances. So from their point of view, that's great to see. The pass catchers kind of took a back seat this week. Tyreek Hill only 47 yards, as they're kind of shuffling through quarterbacks with all the injuries in Miami. Curtis Samuel, still a pretty solid game, getting 12 points and 62 yards. TJ Hawkinson, after getting, that explosion of a 40-point game last week, only 1 reception. So definitely not something you want to see. And newly acquired Josh Palmer really wasn't able to get going in that Cleveland game. So, the pass catchers kind of took a step back. The special teams here didn't play great, but they beat Glizz Mafia in both instances. 6 is better than 3, and 15.31 is better than 15.27. So as PC principal, you take that. You got the running back room corrected this week, and hope the receivers can figure it out in the coming weeks. But this is definitely a good sign for them moving forward.
Very well said. On the flip side here for Glizz Mafia, they seem to be hungover after last week setting the new league record with, I don't know, something stupid 200 and something points. They don't even get 100 this week. And really, Tom Brady with 26 and Josh Jacobs, who he's been running the ball well these last couple of weeks, he got 32. But they were really the only 2 to show up on this entire team. No one else got double digits besides the defense. And between the flex, tight end, and his kicker, they got a combined 3.7 points here. So, yeah, I guess the magic, whatever magic they had last week, seems to have worn off. Seems like it's a flash in the pan for them this season. They fall back to 1-4. And it doesn't look like things are getting any better for them anytime soon. We'll see if they're able to trade off some pieces, or maybe they will turn around. But I don't know. 1-4 is not the start they're looking for. All right. Third game up, we had Wallace Pluto, 84, taking down the Philly Cheekles, 148-117.
Yeah, let's start here with Captain Kirk, Spartan Dog, baby. 30 points against the Chicago Bears. Kind of touch on it a little bit with Dalvin Cook. When you're playing the Bears, might as well put up some points, Saquon Barkley, 22 points as he gets hurt, comes back out of the locker room, is basically, of course, I was up in the morning having to watch the fucking Packers game at 8:30, God damn it. And he comes back out of the locker room, just shoving the trainers away. He's like, I'm coming back in the game. And he just goes in there and absolutely tears my heart out with that last touchdown run. But he looked absolutely incredible. But it's really great to see Saquon have a little, go into the locker room with the injury and come back. So it's great to see him get back on the field, even though I would have liked him to not score that touchdown. But, it is what it is. James Conner, though, did end up going out with an injury. We do hope that he's able to get back on the field. We know that he's dealt with some injury issues in the past. So hope that it's something that nothing severe and he's able to get back on the field here relatively quickly. Now let's talk about Mark Andrews, man. This dude is an absolute beast out in Baltimore as he was showed out once again on Sunday Night Football. 21.4 points, 89 yards, a touchdown as he's just continuing his incredible season so far. And while we're on the topic of Ravens players, let's just touch them all on Wallace Pluto. Justin Tucker, star of the show on Sunday night, 4 for 4 field goals, that beautiful 58-yard field goal and the game winner at the end of the game. He was electric. Ravens defense I thought, played very well against the Cincinnati Bengals. They played a lot of too high and made sure that explosive play didn't happen. Bengals really weren't smart enough to figure out they needed to run the ball a little bit more, and they kind of just capitalized all over that. And yeah, that's a lot of other pieces, here did enough, like DK Metcalf scoring a touchdown, Jamar Chase still hitting double digits. And it was enough to get them 140 points and get them the win here over the Philly Cheekles.
Yeah, so flip side here, Philly Cheekles, they followed 2-3, 117 points, not the worst week we've ever seen, but they just really didn't have enough firepower this week. Herbert coming in just under 20 with only 1 touchdown. Jeff Wilson did have a nice day, 120 yards and a tud, gave him 24. But no one on the team besides him would get 20. They had a down week this week. We'll see if they're able to bounce back. They've been advertising themselves as the new Philly Cheekles. So, like we keep saying with this team, they keep finding spots. So far they've kept bouncing back. They're still in the fight. We'll see if they're able to keep it up, escape the toilet bowl, maybe make a run for the playoffs. All right, our fourth matchup of the week, we had FaZe Kev improving to a hot 4-1 start with a big victory, 155 to 146 over the Francy Feast. And Josh Allen continues to be the best quarterback in fantasy right now. 4 touchdowns would lead him to a 40 bomb this week. And Eckler would complement him with nearly a 40 bomb of his own, 38 damn near, including 2 touchdowns of his. That really got this team rolling. And then Dameon Pierce, his third consecutive week of 20 or more for the rookie. It's nice to see him getting going. I know Kevin took a chance on him in the draft. It's looking like that's really starting to pay off for him. Other than that, they had only single digits from their specialists. The rest of the team was able to get 10 or more. They made Francy Feast come and beat them this week, and this week it would be enough for them. They improved to 4-1. I'm sure their fan base is very happy to see that after these last 2 years.
Yeah, tough here for Francy Feast as they kind of got behind the 8 ball to start, with it being a double XP weekend and everything. So they were kind of, playing catch up from the beginning. Kyler Murray didn't have a terrible game, but when you're trying to keep pace with Josh Allen on the other sideline, 22 points is not gonna cut it most weeks. I will say, though, it is great to see that the return of King Henry after those first 2 weeks of, middling performances. Tennessee didn't look very good. They weren't able to run the ball and be physical at the line of scrimmage. To see King Henry and that team kind of turn it around and get the running game going, be a little bit more physical as he notched himself in a 100-point performance and scoring 2 touchdowns. That was great to see. Gordon, Evans, and Judy here all had pretty solid days. 15 points for Gordon, 13 points for Evans, and just under 10 points for Judy. You'll take that most weeks. But the big winner of the week here for Francy Feast is going to be Ramondre Stevenson, as he was kind of able to take over the New England backfield with the Damian Harris injury. Again, we hope the Damian Harris injury isn't super severe and he's able to get back on the field. But Ramondre Stevenson took his opportunity and he ran away with it. Granted, they were playing the Lions, who have the most Swiss cheese run defense maybe in the NFL right now, but he was able to put together 161 yards. Great day for him. The special teams here for Francy Feast, I think, kind of let them down a little bit this week. Granted, it's not like FaZe Kev's special teams played otherworldly. But again, like when you're going against a 40 bomb from Allen, a 40 bomb from Eckler, you're going to need to make up points somewhere. And I know they were hoping for it from the special teams this week, and it just didn't come to fruition.
All right. Our fifth and final matchup of the week. We had Cleveland Steamers taking down Sticky Mistakes, 182 to 153. Now, normally we start with the winning team, but this week we're going to go through the losing team first because this man, after the greatest run of good luck last year, is now on one of the worst runs of bad luck we have ever seen. He already in this young season has 2 Lions Awards, and they are the 2 highest scoring Lions Awards of the year. Let's see how he got it done this week. Jalen Hurts came in, 2 rushing touchdowns. When you have a rushing quarterback, that you always get those sneaky extra 2 points on the touchdowns. So he was able to get to 36. Jefferson had a 30 bomb of his own, and he didn't even find the end zone. That's just how good he was without even scoring. And then Diggs also had a good day. The receivers for this team continue to be good. No one really on this team played bad. They scored 153 points. They made the other team come and beat them, just like I said FaZe Kev did this week. Just sometimes the other team comes and beats you, and that's what's been happening to this team numerous times this year. They really don't have a bad loss yet. It's just losses where they run into monsters. So maybe their luck will turn around. That doesn't seem sustainable, but I know the rest of the league is hoping that is not the case. We love to see this team fall. So, Nick, tell us how your Cleveland Steamers were able to bask in the glory of. You almost had the Kiffin Award this week. It looked like you were going to have it the whole week. We had to take it from you in the end. But tell the whole league how you were able to get your $50 side bet win over the Sticky Mistakes.
First, before we talk about our team, we do want to just congratulate Sticky Mistakes for just a hell of a battle here. We always know that they put together a great team. You know, we already touched on the receiver room that they have. They've got a lot of talent on their team over there, and you know they've run into a couple buzzsaws so far this year. What was it? Lemp setting the new league record, and then Glizz setting the new league record. And hell, if we would have started Taysom Hill this week like we were planning to most of the week, we might have damn near set the new league record this week. So you know, just string of bad luck. We know that they still have a great team over there, and we just wanted to acknowledge that and acknowledge you know how hard fought of a victory this had to be, and just congratulate them and hope the best for them moving forward, because they've had a very rough 4 or 5 week stretch here. But getting back to the boys here, first we got to shout out team captain Odell Beckham. We talked about it last week. We said the receivers cannot have a performance like they had last week. All right. And Odell took it upon himself that he was going to get the boys ready this week. He said that he's like, hey, I'm going to make sure we're going to have a players only meeting with the receivers. We're going to make sure everybody's on the same page. We're not going to have a performance like that again. Terry and Devonta Smith both showed up pretty well this week. You know, Terry getting 13 points in that abysmal Washington offense is about as much as I can ask for at this point in time. They need to figure out how to get him the ball a little bit more, but that's, you know, not my decision. Devonta Smith, I thought, played very well. So it was very good, you know, getting the two of them to match Jefferson. Again, like we said last week, we aren't going to keep pace with Sticky Mistakes receivers. They're two of the best receivers in the league. But to just be able to match one of them and give our running backs a chance to kind of go get us the victory was really all we could ask for. So shout out Odell, shout out the receivers for being ready this week. We really needed you guys to come through. Now let's talk about the big boys, the big hitters on the team. Let's start with our boy, Pat Daddy Mahomes, team captain. Amazing performance on Monday Night Football. 4 touchdown passes, almost 300 yards. Absolutely electric. Getting us 36 points, you know, not throwing the ball to Clyde a whole lot, you know, so that was also #cool. But, you know, we had a game plan. We wanted to get Kelsey the ball, and God damn it, did he execute that game plan. Now we got to go to the running backs here. My boy Nicholas Chubb, what a guy. What a fucking guy. 17 carries. How about 134 yards? Oh, by the way, 2 touchdowns. Hey, here's 30 points for you. All right, Lenny. All right. Oh, only 56 yards on the ground. Oh, how about 10 receptions? Oh, 2 touchdowns, 35 points. Thank you very much. All right. You know, and everybody else I thought played pretty good. Fryermuth ended up going out with a concussion injury. We hope that he's well, and he's able to get back on the field relatively. He's had a lot of concussions in the past, so we do hope that they take precaution on that, just because of his history with that. Mixon, I thought played very well. Kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Cincinnati should have ran the ball a little bit more, and they didn't figure that out till kind of the end of the game. And we got to touch on the San Francisco defense, man. They've been great this entire season. Second straight week of scoring a touchdown. They've been locking everybody up, and we can't, like, they've been playing out of their minds. So a huge win. We knew we had to bring it this week, and you know, didn't get the Kiffin. Completely fine with that. We just knew that we needed to put a good performance together, and we were able to get a victory against a very, very talented team in Sticky Mistakes.
I would like to ask, when has anyone ever ran their mouth in this league and it worked out for them? I feel like it never has, not once.
Yeah, it really doesn't, but you know, it's just on brand. Some people like to do it, and you know, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I'll learn maybe eventually.
All right, so we'll take a quick look ahead to the week 6 schedule before we wrap things up. We got your 2 hosts going at it next week. Texas Side Sun Forest taking on Cleveland Steamers. Nick, best of luck to you, but we're going to beat you. Sorry, it's just the way it is.
Right after you said when did talking anything get you anywhere, but good luck.
This is not smack talk, you know. We're just speaking it into existence.
Manifesting?
Yeah, we're manifesting.
As Rogers would say.
Yeah. All right, second up, we got 2-3 Philly Cheekles looking to bounce back against the Pams team, also looking to bounce back. They're 3-2 right now. Third matchup, Glizz Mafia 1-4 going against Francy 2-3. Another two teams needing to get their season back on track. Fourth matchup, we got Wallace Pluto looking to hold on to their winning record, going up against Sticky Mistakes, looking to catch any break they can get. And then our last matchup, we got FaZe Kev 4-1, looking to stay hot. They take on PC Principal, who's now 2-3. Nick, any final thoughts before we get off here?
Nothing major, just hope everybody's having a good week, having a good time. Get your boys rested up this week, and we'll be back at it soon enough.
All right, that's it from us. Everyone have a good weekend. See you guys later.